Hello, my name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. In the last episode, we were doing some side quests around Denerim. We went and tracked down Jowin, and we were about to head to Ostagar. Well, more specifically, we were about to head to Bann Loren's lands. These densely wooded lands provide much of the timber used in the region. We have heard that one of King Kaelin's attendants has been spotted in and around the local area. Now, if you remember, Artin said that a lot of our accusations that we were throwing at Loghain about, just what really happened at Ostagar, we had no proof. So let's try and get him some proof, shall we? This attendant could, verify what we're saying, perhaps. Oh my god, look how far the blight has spread. All of the kind of darkness, all of this, flipping heck. Take a closer look at the unarmed man. Take a closer look at the guards. Join the fray. Wait for the guards to leave. Take a closer look at the unarmed man. You are surprised to recognize the uniform of King Kaelin's honor guard. A memory comes to you. You fought alongside this man at Ostagar. Take a closer look at the guards. These guards wear the uniform of Bann Loren, a minor lord, well known and little loved for the fluidity of his allegiances. They seem to be giving this man a hard time, and Artin, she's kind of thinking that if we can get this guy to come back with us to Denerim, he could provide, some eyewitness testimony, so we should join the fray. Whoa! Oh dear. Hey! Well, so much for eyewitness testimony. Come on, get down there. Hello. Sweet. Kick him. Okay, go after this guy. He's at the back. There we go. Now you can get flurried. And spin. Come on, get him. There we go. Now you. Again, do a sweep. There we go. The last one. Flurry. Excellent. Okay. Now then, did any of them drop anything? Don't worry, mate. I'll get to you in a minute.
It will be done.
You'll be fine. We've got a healer. She can patch you up.
Yes.
Hopefully. Thank you. Oh, more elf fruit.
As you say.
Oh god, he's rolling on the ground in agony, like, where is my saviour? And Artin's just off picking elf fruit. Very nice. Okay, Elric, but there's more death root first. Okay, now I'm with you. Up close, the man's face is unmistakable. You recognize him as Elric Moraine, a member of Kaelin's honor guard at Ostagar and a close confidant of the king.
Thank you. I didn't expect the band's men to notice my escape so quickly. I tried to hide here in the woods, but there wasn't time. And now I'm a dead man.
I tried to help. What do you mean there wasn't time? Well, you aren't dead yet. Yeah, that is a bit of an odd statement. I tried to hide in the woods, but there wasn't time. What do you mean, there wasn't time?
You were there in Ostagar. You know how things went. For me, it was either this, or die in some darkspawn's belly, or be hung as a deserter.
You deserted? Yes, I recognize your face. I'm sure that can be arranged. Yes, I recognize your face.
You were there with the Grey Wardens, one of Duncan's new recruits. I was to guard the king. He was my friend, understand? Maker, all that time in Bann Loren's prison, and I couldn't stop thinking about all they suffered that one dark night at Ostagar.
It's not your fault they died. At least they didn't suffer long. I can't wait here all day listening to you whine. We don't always get to choose our deaths. It really isn't this guy's fault. Oh, then again, Artin doesn't really mind deserters. I've mentioned this before. I think she'd rather have people desert than bring men into battle who maybe have a panic mid-battle and then cause the other soldiers to panic. So yeah, I don't think she'd mind that this guy deserted for cowardice. It's between 1 and 4. It isn't his fault that they died. It's not your fault they died.
I know. Even had Logain's men not turned their backs on us, the Darkspawn were too many. Even Qwinn, for all his bravado, knew there would be no victory at Ostagar. The king entrusted me with the key to the royal arms chest. If anything were to happen to him, he said, it was vital I deliver it to the wardens.
Do you still have that key? Is this chest important? Why didn't he just give the key to Duncan? To be fair, if he had given the key to Duncan, then, you know, we wouldn't have it. We don't know where Duncan's body is. Do you still have this key?
The Maker has a sense of humour, doesn't he? I suppose it's for the best, however. Had I kept it, it would be in Bann Loren's hands by now.
But you said Qwinn entrusted it to you.
I was afraid. I thought I would lose it on the battlefield, so I stashed it in the camp. Please, it's probably still there.
You don't think the Darkspawn found it? Where? Do you think I should attempt to retrieve it? Where?
The key's behind a loose stone at the base of a statue. I'll draw a map for you, so you'll know where to search.
You'll be taking me along, won't you? Call me sentimental, but I left behind some dark spawn that really deserve a sword through the middle.
The events at Ostagar still haunt my thoughts, Warden. If that is where we are headed, I would like to accompany you.
It is vital that the king's documents do not fall into the wrong hands. As for Marik's sword, it is too powerful to be pawed at by those monsters. Same for the king's other arms and armor. And if you happen to find Kaelin's body, see it off. He was our king. He shouldn't be left to rot amidst the Darkspawn's filth.
So I have mixed feelings about this quest, because I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to make Qwinn seem a lot cleverer and, you know, a lot more introspective perhaps than that first meeting where, you know, I think everyone can agree the first time you meet Qwinn, everyone has a, oh my god, this guy's an idiot, this guy's a freaking idiot. And so part of this DLC is like, okay, let's make Qwinn seem a bit smarter than that. You know, like, oh, he knew that there was no victory at Ostagar. Then why did he insist on fighting the battle? If he knew there were... Oh, flipping heck. If he knew there was no winning, why... Tigrin! Hey, bud.
You have coin, stranger? With Orzammar closed off, old Tigrin can get you a discount. Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Times have changed in Orzammar, but let's see that discount. Now then, before I enter Orzammar... Yeah, I'm just gonna sell off all of my stuff. Don't need that. Don't need that. Studded helmet can go. Let's think. The heavy plate. Scale armor can go. Yeah, so we have... Yeah, that's fine. And he doesn't have anything here. Okay, yeah, that's great. Thank you, Tigrin. Yeah, we're good to head off. Now then, what was I saying? Yeah, so... Why did Kaelin fight the battle? It's... Either he's an idiot who wanted to play at being a soldier and just kind of ran on head first, or he acknowledged a battle as unwinnable and decided, you know what, I'll still do it anyway. It's like, either way, this is not great. And then you... Sweep! Excuse me! Don't ignore my attacks! Thank you! You! Yes! Excellent. Oh. Oh, puppy.
Something about returning here makes me feel old, Qwinn.
And what exactly are you implying, Alistair?
What? What? Nothing. No, I just thought...
You just thought I might be an expert at feeling old and could share some sage advice.
I just mean that I was a different person then. I believed him, you know? That it would be a glorious battle, that we'd win.
I did too. We were all a little bit younger the last time we were here.
Well, not you. You've always been old.
With lips like that, son, you'll be lucky if you live to be half my age.
Alistair, don't be saying that to Qwinn. You never talk about a lady's age. You never ask about that either. Oh, but I know I was just slagging off this DLC a minute ago with how they're trying to portray Kaelin, but it never fails to make me feel nostalgic. I do love this.
Of course.
The feeling of just seeing everything devastated. That, you know, the infirmary where that guy, you know, had the, you know, they'll swarm like caterpillars climbing over a tree. Like, I remember that guy. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Oh, and the kennels where we found Thorin. Oh. Now then, oh dear, the charred corpse. I'm deeply sorry, friendo. This is the prisoner. Key to the mage's chest. An ornate key in questionable condition. Oddly enough, it's a little warm. So, yeah, if you remember, Artin never asked for a reward from this guy. He was the hungry prisoner. And Artin never questioned why he was in the cage. If she had, then he would have said, I'm not a deserter. I was actually trying to steal from the Tranquil, but I didn't want to admit to being a thief, so I just kind of stayed quiet, and now I'm in this really shitty position. And basically you can barter for, you know what, you give me the, you know, I'll give you the food, you give me the key. But Artin never did that. Where do we go from here? I've completely forgotten. Where am I going? Where am I heading off to? I can't get down that way. I seem to recall... This way. Excuse me. Oh, and where we first encountered Loghain being totally not suspicious, and yes, Kaelin, a wonderful day for us all. You're clearly not totally evil, buddy. Sweet! Okay, one down. Must. Is that guy fighting us? He does not appear to be. Okay, everyone in. Everyone after the Strider. Fireball. Again, I resisted. I love it. I love it so much. Oh my god, he got himself. You fool! And do a spin! Oh, you ho! You had to Curse of Mortality me, didn't you? Flurry. Come on, take him out. There we go. And you can get riposted. There we go. We do work well together, Alistair. We do. Now just, please, Curse of Mortality. Do not kill me. I know you're injured.
These wounds in time.
There we go. Okay. Oh my god, the joining chalice. Darkspawn blood still encrusts this silver chalice. With a shudder, you remember the day you brought it to your lips and drank deeply of all the mysteries that lay within. Oh my god. I do think Artin... Oh my god, she just... How young she was. I think she'd agree with Alistair and Qwinn, you know, when they were saying, you know, we were all a little bit younger back at the Battle of Ostagar.
Of course.
Like, could Artin ever imagine Kaelin's Greaves? Oh.
What's the matter, Alistair?
I don't know, it just feels wrong to find this here. Poured over by darkspawn and thick with their rot. It was his.
I know, I feel it too. But he is not the first king to ever fall in battle, or even the first to fall to the Darkspawn.
Yes, but this wound cuts deeper.
And it will bleed longer. But we must keep moving. No doubt the Darkspawn are eager to give us plenty more reasons to mourn.
Oh, they are. They undoubtedly are. But what I was saying was, you know, could Artin have ever imagined that she would end up with the power that she has, deciding the fates of countless groups of people, of her own people, of Orzammar? And I don't think she ever could have imagined that. Hello? Alright. Now then, who's first? I see you. Oh god, it's another Forge Master. Flipping heck. Swoop! You! And spin! Come on, Artin. Get in there. Kick him. Oh, kick this guy then. Oh, flurry. And you. Odin. Get in there. You. Okay, now then, Forge Master. You can get crippled. And riposte. Guys, please help me. Don't just stand and watch. Like bouncers, like, yeah, our friend's gonna beat you up. No, help me. There we go. Oop, hello. Hello, I'm seeing... Oh no, they're down there. Okay, that's fine. Thank you for the money. Oh, flipping it. Alright, lads. I'm gonna go after the Alpha. Flurry. Kick.
Now you go.
Riposte. There we go. Thorin again. Again, Thorin. Why? Buddy, like... Dude, like, I was gonna say, was that a wheel of cheese? Is he just, like, looking at the cheese like, no, it's an upturned bucket, Thorin. He must be hungry. But, guys? Okay. Oh, shit. Clearly Thorin is hungry. If he's imagining that buckets are wheels of cheese. Come on. Guys, why? If you don't want to fight, I'm not gonna make you, but... Oh, buddies. These two guys. It's up to the ladies. Qwinn and Artin kicking ass, taking names, whilst Alistair and Thorin just look on like, yeah, get 'em, girls. Thank y'all. Oh, there's so much loot. Yo, if it's all money, I'll be happy with that. Thank you. Oh dear. Rest in peace, the Quartermaster. Nah, he was racist. It's fine. And Thank you. And then what is this?
Yes.
The Darkspawn have fastened crude spikes and a corrupted Howler skull to the simple blacksmith's forge that you remember. As if turning it into an idol of worship. Ooh. Very bizarre. And the mage's chest. Yeah, so the reason why I left this, why I didn't ask him to give me the key, one, I just don't think Artin would. As I mentioned before, she has quite a soft spot for prisoners, but also...
Very well.
You get some very nice things if you leave it to the last minute. Oof. That'll be a bit of an upgrade for Morrigan, I think. Yes, Elric's buried key. Key to the royal arms chest. The teeth of this key are intricate and finely wrought, clearly the work of a talented locksmith. Now we just need to find that chest. Got everything over here. A mage encampment, yes. This is where all the mages were in the Fade, waving their arms about. And this is where we met Poppy for the first time, or Thorin, where I cured you. He's such a good boy. Ah, the memories. And a pile of sacks. Thank you. An Ash Warrior axe. Ooh. Where you at? I hear you. Whoop. Wait. Hello. You're right, sir. Come on, Artin. There we go. Flurry. Is that it? Not much of an ambush.
Very well.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure this wasn't like this the last time we were here. I'm pretty sure there was a proper wall. The Darkspawn, they destroy everything they touch. Oh, dead Mabaris, no. Thorin probably knew these Mabaris. Oh, don't look, Thorin. Don't look. Ooh, Firestone Harness, nice. And Swift Runner War Paint, 2 dexterity plus 2 damage. Ooh, nice. And then, hello, Blight Wolves. Sweet. Kick 'em. There we go, take him out. There we go, now you can get flurried. Oh, you're right, mate. And do a spin. Yes. Okay, now then, who next? Everyone's doing alright for health. You. Kick him. There we go. Alistair, help me. There we go. Now then, good boy, Thorin. Kick his ass. There we go. Okie doke. Good job, guys. Woo! Kalen's shield. Oh, I do feel quite badly for Alistair. Whilst I don't think that, you know, Alistair had any particular affection towards Kalen, like, as he said, he met Kalen once when he was a small boy. Alistair said, "Hello, your majesty," and Kalen said, "Ooh, swords," and ran off to the armory. They didn't have a connection, but I do think that, you know, maybe Alistair does have some sort of, you know, familial connection. Just the way he was talking about, like, you know, it was his, this doesn't feel right. I do feel quite badly for Alistair in this situation.
It will be done.
The Darkspawn have done their best to defile the bonfire where Duncan kept his nightly watch. Perhaps they still sense something of the man's power. Perhaps they do. And my brain just goes, perhaps they sense that he was a lying bastard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You might not remember this. I'm not exactly too fond of Duncan. The first time I ever played Dragon Age Origins, I played as the City Elf origin. And how Duncan reacts throughout that origin story left me with a very bad taste in my mouth. In fact, the cutscene where Duncan died, I clapped. I was like, yes, he's dead. He's dead. Kill him. Get him, Ogre. I don't think that's how I should have behaved, but that's how I did behave.
As you say.
Marik's Blade. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. And Secret Correspondence. A bundle of documents comprised mostly of private correspondence to and from King Qwinn.
So it's true. He had convinced the forces of Orlais to ally against the Darkspawn.
Empress Celine was merely awaiting his response.
A response that never came, and now never will, thanks to Loghain's treachery.
Never is a long time, Alistair. Give it time, and let cooler heads prevail. There will be peace between us yet.
Well, I hope you live to see it, Qwinn.
And I hope the Darkspawn don't.
Alistair, why do you keep bringing up Qwynn's age? Now, we don't want part 3. We want part 1. Qwynn's documents, page 1 of 3. To His Majesty King Qwinn of Ferelden. My Warden Commander assures me that we face a blight. This thing threatens us both, and we must work together to fight it, lest it devour all. Our two nations have not had a happy history, but that is all it is. History. It is the future that is at stake now. Let us put aside our father's disagreements so that we may secure the future for both our countries. My chevaliers stand ready and will accompany the Grey Wardens of Orlais to Ferelden. At your word, the might of Orlais will march to reinforce the Ferelden forces. Sincerely, Empress Celine I. An official letter from Empress Celine of Orlais to King Qwinn of Ferelden. Page 2 of 3. Your Majesty, my men will arrive as soon as possible to bolster your forces. Make a willing, this blight will be ended before it has begun. Qwinn, I beseech you, as your uncle, not to join the Grey Wardens on the field. You cannot afford to take this risk. Ferelden cannot afford it. Let me remind you again that you do not have an heir. Your death, and it pains me even to think of it, would plunge Ferelden into chaos. And yes, perhaps when this is over, you will allow me to bring up the subject of your heir. While a son from both the Therin and Mactyr lines would unite Ferelden like no other, we must accept that perhaps this can never be. The Queen approaches her 30th year, and her ability to give you a child lessens with each passing month. I submit to you again that it might be time to put Anora aside. We parted harshly the last time I spoke of this, but it has been a full year since then, and nothing has changed. Please, nephew, consider my words. And Andraste's grace be with you. A letter from Eamon to King Qwinn. This is another reason why I do not trust Eamon in the slightest. I have so many thoughts and feelings on this letter. One, I think Eamon's an asshole. I think I've made that perfectly clear. Now, this paragraph right here, because the entire thing is like, you need to put Anora aside, because clearly the problem is with Anora. Let's completely ignore the fact that Anora has only been sleeping with one man and she hasn't produced a child, but you, Qwinn, have been sleeping with countless maids and none of them have produced a child. Let's completely ignore that fact, and I get it. I do get it. It's kind of like why Henry VIII, when he married Anne of Cleves, I'm sorry, I'm very fond of Tudor history, but when he married Anne of Cleves, the servants would check the marital bed the night after to make sure that the dirty deed had been done, and each morning they would see no evidence that any, intercourse had taken place. And the rumours that were spread were, well, clearly Anne is so hideous that Henry cannot get an erection. That's why they haven't consummated. Anne is so... she's had sex so many times. She's a complete whore, and she's had sex so many times that she's simply too loose to provide Henry any pleasure, or she's so pure that she doesn't know what sex is. All of these rumours, and these rumours were primarily spun by King Henry himself and his friends. He also got his doctor to basically go around telling the court that Henry is, he's virile, he still has sex with other young women, so clearly it's Anne's fault, and he even still, despite the fact that Henry was 40, morbidly obese, he had a leg wound that never healed right, that oozed pus. Despite all of that, Henry still experienced nocturnal pollutions, which was the Tudor term for what we would call wet dreams. And basically it was the idea that we can't insult the king's masculinity. God forbid we insult the king's masculinity. And it pisses me off. It pisses me off both with Anne of Cleves and with Honora here. The idea that Honora, who has been devoted to her husband, well, clearly she's barren. Meanwhile, the guy who's been fucking every maid in the castle and has not produced a child with any of them, clearly he's not the problem. And the last one, page 3 of 3. This letter appears to have been crumpled, then carefully smoothed out and folded again. Kaelin, the visit to Ferelden will be postponed indefinitely due to the Darkspawn problem. You understand, of course. The Darkspawn have odd timing, don't they? Let us deal with them first. Once that is done, we can further discuss a permanent alliance between Orlais and Ferelden. A note written in uncharacteristically familiar tone from Empress Selene I to King Kaelin. So this letter right here reiterates to me that Kaelin was a fucking idiot. Because if you're unaware of how Empress Selene took the throne, basically Empress Selene wasn't the one who was next in line. That would have been her cousin, Gaspard. He was the child or nephew or whatever of the emperor. He was the closest blood relative. However, in Orlais, very similar to Orzammar, a new emperor or empress isn't necessarily decided by the sitting ruler, it's decided by the Council of Heralds. And Selene went to each Council of Heralds member and said, listen, if you persuade the others to put me on the throne, then I promise I will marry one of your sons. And that way a member of your family will be, what would that be? I'm not entirely sure of the, not prince consort, empress consort, emperor consort, I'm not entirely sure. But, you get what I mean. And then she followed that up with, just don't tell any of the other Council of Heralds members, because obviously they'd point that out as a conflict of interest. And she went to every single council member, did the exact same thing. So each councillor was like, a member of my family is going to be sitting on the throne. And then afterwards, she basically turned around and went, I played you all. I'm not going to marry any of your sons because I'm hella gay. And then she flipped them off, and everyone just went, oh, she really outplayed us. Applause, applause. And then they just left her to it. So I cannot see Selene marrying Kaelin. I can see that's where Kaelin's going. He's like, you know what, I'll dump Honora and I'll marry Selene so that we can get an alliance. I can't see Selene marrying Kaelin. I don't think she's the kind of woman who would be like, I'll pretend to be straight, I'll have sex with this guy just for the pretense. I don't see Selene being that way inclined. So I can't see her marrying this guy, even for Ferelden. Like I said, my wonder was if Selene was maybe trying to get Kaelin to sign Ferelden over to her, So Kaelin would still be king, but she'd really be the one in control. She'd be Ferelden's landlord, basically. I do like these letters. I love these letters. I love the insight they provide. Now then, I am out of time for this episode. Let's go and stand somewhere a little bit nicer. There we go. That's lovely. In the next episode, we will be continuing to explore Ostagar, but until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.